So today, you thought of buying Bitcoin, but the price feels so high that it pushes you away. Then the question sneaks in, simple and sure. Why not just mine more? Make the problem obscure. When governments need money, they print on demand. When oil runs out, we drill deeper in the land. So why not Bitcoin? Can't we just create more? Or is there a rule that locks tight at its core? Now imagine this twist. By tomorrow's new light, the whole world decides to mine Bitcoin all night. Millions of Bitcoins appear, flooding markets with speed. Does everyone get rich? Or does the value concede? People think mining more Bitcoin should be easy, like digging deeper or printing more dollars. But the truth? The system is designed so that no matter how many people try, you can't just create more. And understanding why is the key to understanding what makes Bitcoin valuable at all. First things first, Bitcoin has a maximum supply of 21 million coins. That's it. No bonus levels. Just 21 million, written directly into the code. Why does this matter? Because scarcity gives Bitcoin its power. Think about gold. If tomorrow someone discovered a mountain made of pure gold, the value of gold would crash. But Bitcoin? It's programmed so that nobody can stumble on a secret mountain of extra coins. But wait, if it's just digital code, couldn't someone change the number from 21 million to maybe 42 million? Hold on to that thought. We'll get to why that won't work. If this is your first time on my channel or you're a returning viewer, thank you and welcome to Professor Beara, where we simplify digital currency for everyone. Let's clear this up. Mining Bitcoin isn't like digging holes in your backyard. You're not physically unearthing coins. What miners are really doing is running computers that solve insanely difficult math puzzles. When they solve one, they get rewarded with Bitcoin. Back in 2009, this was easy. You could mine Bitcoin on your laptop while sipping coffee. But today? Forget it. You'd need machines so powerful they sound like jet engines, and they eat electricity like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. But here's the kicker. Even if millions of people buy more machines, Bitcoin doesn't speed up. The system adjusts itself to keep things fair. And how does this happen? It's possible using a secret rulebook. Bitcoin's network is like the strictest game master ever. Every 10 minutes, a new block of transactions is mined. If too many people join the race and blocks are found too quickly, the game says, nope, too easy, and makes the puzzles harder. If miners drop out, it makes them easier again. This adjustment happens every 2 weeks. That's why no matter how much extra mining power shows up, you can't flood the system with more Bitcoins. The pace is locked, one block about every 10 minutes. But if mining gets harder every time more people join, doesn't that mean rewards eventually disappear? Not quite. The system has another trick up its sleeve, something called the halving. Every 4 years, Bitcoin cuts its mining rewards in half. This is known as the halving. It started with 50 Bitcoins per block, then 25, then 12.5, then 6.25, and today, just 3.125. And it'll keep shrinking every 4 years until, eventually, 0 new Bitcoins are created. This shrinking reward schedule ensures that new coins become scarcer over time until we finally hit the magic number, 21 million. No more, no less. So, what happens when the last Bitcoin is mined? Keep watching to find out. Another reason you can't just mine more Bitcoin is the cost. Mining isn't free. It takes enormous amounts of energy. Bitcoin's total electricity use has been compared to small countries. That's why casual mining on your laptop is pointless. You'll spend more on your electric bill than you'll ever make in rewards. So even if you could try to mine more, the cost of doing so acts like a barrier. Only the most efficient miners, using the cheapest energy, can compete. Now, a common misconception people assume is, couldn't we just change the code and make more Bitcoins? I mean, it's software, right? But here's the trick. Bitcoin isn't controlled by one person or company. It's a global network. Millions of people run the software, and they'd all have to agree on any change. If a small group tried to sneak in extra coins, everyone else would simply reject it. Imagine trying to convince the whole world to agree that monopoly money counts at Starbucks. Not gonna happen. So, no, you can't rewrite the rules. Right now, miners earn two things. 1. New bitcoins from block rewards.
And
2. Transaction fees from people sending bitcoin around. Over time, those block rewards shrink until eventually, poof, they disappear. By around the last years of mining bitcoin, miners will only earn fees. And guess what? That's enough to keep the system running. Think of it like a toll road. At first, miners got giant treasure chests for every road built. But once the whole road is complete, their income switches to tolls. Smaller amounts, but steady and forever. But will miners actually stick around if the rewards are smaller? Or could the system lose its protectors? Let's find out. Here's the key insight. Mining isn't just about making money. It's also what secures the Bitcoin network. The more miners compete, the harder it is for anyone to cheat or hack the system. This is called proof of work. To successfully mine more than 21 million bitcoins, you'd need control of more than half of the world's mining power. That's billions of dollars in machines and electricity, so expensive it's easier to just play by the rules. In other words, Bitcoin miners aren't just treasure hunters, they're security guards. The moment they stop mining, the system weakens. And that's exactly why they'll keep mining even when block rewards disappear, because transaction fees will still pay them to guard the vault. Back in the early days, you could mine Bitcoin on a laptop. Then people used gaming graphics cards. Then came giant warehouses filled with machines called ASICs. Now, mining is a global arms race with farms bigger than football fields, placed wherever electricity is cheapest. This evolution is why you and I can't just casually mine more Bitcoin. The competition is fierce, the costs are massive, and the system always adjusts the difficulty to slow everyone down. But what happens when mining is so concentrated that only a handful of giant farms control it? Couldn't they bend the rules? In theory, if one group controlled over 51% of mining power, they could mess with the blockchain. Maybe double spend coins. Maybe block certain transactions.
scary, right?
But here's the twist. Even if they could, they can't create new bitcoins. The 21 million cap still stands. So yes, Bitcoin isn't invincible, but its design makes cheating so unprofitable that it's almost pointless to try. So, you might be asking, when the last Bitcoin is finally mined, what would happen next? When the mining finally stops, Bitcoin won't end. It'll just transition into its final form. So, let's wrap this up. Why can't we just mine more Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin was built on 3 unbreakable rules. 1. A hard cap of 21 million coins. 2. Difficulty adjustment keeps mining steady. 3. Halving ensures rewards shrink until only fees remain. Together, these rules make Bitcoin scarce, secure, and in some people's eyes, priceless. So next time someone asks, why can't we just mine more Bitcoin? You can grin and say, because that's the whole point. And if you thought this was fascinating, like, comment, and subscribe to Professor Beara to see more crypto explanatory breakdown videos like this. See you in the next video.